Just 3 more races remain, including this one. Ginny Rotax out on the grid for their final for day 1. Let's have a look at the starting order. Tommy van der Stroy's pit Kai Rilets by 4/100ths of a second to take pole position for the final, denying Rilets another victory this season. Job Briefeld will have Farin Magra alongside on row number 2. Vic Stevens and Mathias Cholo complete the top 3 rows ahead of Thijs Dams and Austin Lee. Nick Gerhards and Casper Schormans ran at the top 10 ahead of Luke Nielsen, Montego Maassen, Enzo van den Dickenberg, and then you've got Tino Sidler, Boluet, Olivier Jonkers, Ralf van der Pevert, Frit Knoren, Romans Rodionovs, Lucky Ron Sorensen and Pat Gabbles ran at the 21 strong. So Casper Schormans post-race got a 3-second time penalty for 2 wheels out of the tram lines. Sorensen got a 5-second time penalty for pushing, and 3 drivers, which were Pat Gabbles in the 288, the 216 of Olivier Jonkers, and the 296 of Boluet, all got front-fairing penalties post-race. So 13 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap set on the timer, and also the red light ignited on the starting gantry once more. If the first one was anything to go by, this one's set to be a belter. Strap yourselves in and brace yourself to hold on for the ride. Into the tram lines. Revs rise. Are we ready? We are off and away. And Van der Stroys keeps the lead as it fans out a little bit further behind. Briefeld trying to go up the inside of Rilets, but Rilets goes through and stays in second position. But we've had a couple of drivers off, one of which looks to be Tino Sidler in the 210. Great skirmish for what looks to be 5th position. And I think Austin Lee is in that scrap as well, the 223. Amongst others. Someone's been turned around. That is the 262 of Rodionovs from Latvia, who started at the back end of the field. As they make their way through. So Van der Stroys leads. Rilets in second, then it's Briefeld, Megel. And 5th, that is Austin Lee, who's now managed to make up a few positions. Mathias Turlo rounds out the top 6 as Kai Rilets has retaken, well, he's now taken the lead from Tommy van der Stroys, like candy from a baby going through turn 3 on lap 2. And now here comes Briefeld. Briefeld gets through on Van der Stroys, but Van der Stroys has the cutback and gets ahead of the 205 before they reach turn 7. Austin Lee has got Mathias Turlo right on his back bumper. And that's the battle for what is P5 on the road. Now Rilets is starting to pull a gap. Behind Austin Lee and Mathias Turlo, you've got Luke Nielsen and Boluet. So I think the other driver that went off circuit when Tino Sidler did, I think it was Olivier Jonkers, who's ended up being in 19th position. As Mathias Turlo has got past Austin Lee, but in the meantime, Tommy van der Stroys has been overtaken through turn 2 by Job Briefeld. And van der Stroys returns the favour through turn 6, gets through. Briefeld not able to capitalise on the switchback opportunity. Antigo Massa now up into 13th. Vic Stevens past Casper Schurmans for 11th. Amongst other positional changes, which includes Enzo van den Dickenberg, who's now up into 16th past Kipnoren. Olivier Yonkers past Puck Gubbles for what is now 18th. But Rielert's trying to stretch a lead over Van der Stroys. It was 0.277. It's now 0.338. Daysdams, Vic Stevens and Casper Schurmans have all ended up... Oh no! We've had a little bit of a drama, and one of which was the 2.75 of Luke Neeson. And I'm wondering who else the other driver was. I'm sure I'll catch that in just a second. And they come across the start-finish line, but two drivers compromised there. Maybe it might have been Bolowet in the 2.96, not 100% sure, because they were battling over 7th and 8th respectively. So through in towards turn 12, the top four go as the 232. That is Lacker on Sorensen has Dickenberg go up the inside. And that is for a pass. Austin Lee at the moment, I've just been keeping an eye on what he's doing, and he's behind Mathis Turlo in 6th position. And the German is keeping the Dutchman honest. And they are both running consistent lap times. They're running in the 56.5s. Van der Stroys has just put in the fastest lap of anybody and has closed on up on Kai Rielerts. Could we see lightning strike twice on the same day? The jury's out on that one, but we've still got 8.5 minutes to go, plus an additional lap to find that very question's answer out this afternoon. But Farin Mega and Job Riefeld will also keep those two on their tippy toes as they come out of the final corner. Top four last time were covered by 0.686. This time it's just under 7.5 tenths. But expect that gap to close. And whilst they're battling away, I'm keeping my eyes on what Mathis Turlo and Austin Lee are doing. They're running in the 56.6s. Mathis Turlo started to pull away from Austin Lee. Austin Lee did actually a dual campaign last season, a two-class campaign. Minimax, where he won the RMC Germany title, and also as a junior in the Euro Trophy last year. So this is his first full season of of juniors, so he's moved up a class. Had some very good results this year as the youngster, recently turned 13. 2 minutes and 25 seconds plus an additional lap. Rielerts is being closed in on by Van der Stroys, and Van der Stroys could go for the lead if he had the opportunity to do so, but Rielerts just kept it pinned where he needed to, and Van der Stroys was a 10th behind across the line. So we'll see what happens, but Farin Mega and Job Riefeld are not going to make this battle easy for the pair of them. Oh no, because they'll want to get one up on each other. Through into turn 7 off of the Europolan. It is nigh on line astern between the top four. So this is where it gets interesting, folks, because now, who's your money on? Is it going to be Rielerts? Is it going to be Van der Stroys? Is it going to be Mega? Is it going to be Briefeld? We don't know, is the honest, truthful answer. But one of these four, I can guarantee you, have an absolutely fantastic chance of winning this race. And if something happens... Oh, Van der Stroys looked up the inside of Rielerts there. Could have gone for it. But he thought better of it. They do say that discretion is the better part of valour. So as I was saying, you know, if God forbid, if there's an incident, someone will be compromised, and then all of a sudden, they'll hand a position at the very least to two behind. Mathis Turlo and Austin Lee, who ran at the top 6. Lacker on Sorensen, unfortunately, has retired from the race on lap number 4. So we'll end up not exactly finishing the day on a high. But the top four again, you can't separate them. Not at all. They were 0.649 between first and fourth. Across the line again, 0.5. As Van der Stroy is again looking up the inside. Briefeld this time tries to mount an assault on Mega, and Mega counter-attacks and shuts the door. Neatly anticipated by the German driver. And there was the move I was waiting for. It was only a matter of time. Van der Stroy has decided, with 5 minutes to go, that he now wants to have his turn at leading the race. And got through on Kai Gielets. But even if Gielets gets second twice today, that is going to give him such a morale booster, even though I know for a fact every driver wants to win. Why they compete, why they do what they love. They drive their hearts out there. Gielets will still pick up 40 points. And when you consider that Mathis Turlo is in fifth, he started sixth in the race, that's going to only further extend the gap by at least 20 points. Firing Mega up the inside of Job Briefeld. So those two have been swapping positions, and now that's dropped them slightly off of the two in front. So Van der Stroy leading the way. Gielets, Mega, Briefeld, Turlu, Lee, Theesdams. You've also got Vic Stevens, Casper Schommans, Nick Gerhards running at the top 10. Montego Masson has now got past Ralph van der Pevert for 11th, ahead of Enzo van den Dickenberg. Bolowetz, Olivier Jonkers, Rick Noren, Tino Sidla, Pat Gubbles, Luke Neeson, and Romans Rodinovs from Latvia, rounding out the 20 that's still circulating. 3.5 minutes remain, and a little bit further back, there's a neat little move going in through to turn number 2. It looks to be an exchange between two Dams Racing drivers. More than likely, I would say Olivier Jonkers and Bolowetz. Just over 180 seconds to go, plus an additional lap. Van der Stroy still leads. We've only had one full start today, and that was with Minimax for the final, just before this one. Van den Dickenberg has got past Van der Pevert, as I said earlier, as Gielets retaliates and now takes the lead. 2.5 minutes to go. Shuts the door firmly so Tommy Van der Stroy cannot counter-attack and get back past. And in the meantime, Briefeld is now third, ahead of Farheen Mega. So it looked like it was synchronised sends and a half by both Gielets and Briefeld. By both Van der Stroy and Mega respectively. Vic Stevens in 7th position is the fastest driver out on track in terms of the fastest lap time set so far, 55.909. Austin Lee is now coming under fire from said Vic Stevens in the battle for what is 6th position, and has just lost out going through turn 12. Austin Lee keeping himself in the sharp end of things, and now he now goes up the inside. Nice little move there by Austin Lee to retake that position back into 6th, and then there's Theesdams waiting in the wings. Casper Schommans is trying to chase them down as well. The 2:44 from the Netherlands, and again a positional change. And it could be, it just depends on how brave some drivers are, and some can be brave, and it can be brazen to say the very least, especially if you go in there a bit too hard. Nice exchange here. Austin Lee really finding his feet in junior Rotax now come the end of the season. It's been a topsy-turvy one for the German driver. Family originated out of the USA in Oregon. There's some great moves between him and Vic Stevens. That's a very enthralling battle. Now, I think, Vic Stevens is past Austin Lee, and then Kasper Schulmans has got through, so Austin Lee back in what is now 8th position. And that's exactly where he started, or where he finished the pre-final from earlier on. Finished P9 in qualifying this morning. 22 seconds on the clock. And Van der Stroys could strike twice and steal the thunder of Gilles. Briefeld is back behind Mega, so that's the battle for 3rd and 4th. Billy No Mates Matthias Turlo is running at the top 5. There's distance between him and Job Briefeld, and then also distance between him and Vic Stevens. So last lap board is out, and Gilles is 2 tenths ahead of Tommy Van der Stroys, and Van der Stroys up the inside through turn 2 on the final lap of the race. He's definitely not wanted to do a last minute dash, or last second dash that is, like we saw in the first race earlier on, but now he's gone defensive on Gilles. Gilles keeping to the outside, heading into turn 7. Tight on the apex by both drivers. And very, very neatly defending there from Tommy Van der Stroys going through turn 8. But Gilles could try and pip him at the post, like the boot was put on the other foot in the pre-final, because out of turn 11 for the final time, Van der Stroys he's got to prepare himself, because Gilles could do exactly the same to him, but it's not going to be enough. Van der Stroys has come alive here in Junior Rotax, and he's done it on the penultimate day of the season. He beats Kai Gilles. You know what? I'm impressed. Very impressed. Now, all I'm going to say here, Martin Van der Stroys, remember a term I used back in 2019. It hasn't been quite Mr. Domination, but it's Mr. Consistent today. He's done a great job as Tommy Van der Stroys. He's won 2 races out of 2. Gilles in 2nd. Briefeld would pit Mega to the post by 1.5 tenths to finish 4th ahead of Matthias Turlo, Vic Stevens, Kasper Schulmans. Austin Lee rounds out the top 8 with Thijs Daams and Nick Gerhards completing the top 10. Boluet in 11th ahead of Montego Mas and Enzo van den Dickenberg. Olivier Jonkers, Ralph van der Pevert, Krit Knoren, Tino Sidler, Luke Neeson, Romanza Rodinovs. Then we got Puck Gubbles and Lucky Ron Sorensen. Luke Neeson has been given a 5-second time penalty for pushing post-race, but Tommy Van der Stroys does the double on Saturday here at Genk.